Hey everyone, this is another sort of quick thing about the box tutorial. If anyone's up to the crate or box tutorial and they're doing their own custom ones and so on, this is my horrible reproduction of a high poly that I want to bake to the plane for my box texture. It's just a few meshes set into a plane. Okay, so that's my high poly mesh. This is my low poly. If you're not following any of this, it probably just means you haven't gotten up to this assessment yet, and that's okay. Just bookmark this maybe for later when you get up to it, when you first start baking normal maps. So this is my low poly. It's got the projection modifier, all that on. I'll go to my render texture window. I've got a path set up, so I know where it is. Padding I've got set all the way up. It's not going to make a difference on this particular project, but make a habit of checking your padding settings. Projection's obviously on. Normal maps is on. Usually people are baking these out at 512 by 512. Okay, so we'll just render that real quick. And we've got something like that. Obviously we don't use that. We go into the actual file that it's in. So okay, this is the normal map we just spat out in 512 by 512 pixels. You'll notice something that I have noticed on almost every assessment I've gotten handed in. These edges are not anti-alias, they are quite jagged. And that's just how it is. That's how it is by default. There's no anti-aliasing. So we're going to fix that real quick. There's a few ways we can do this. One is just setting it to 1024 by 1024, rendering it outright. Okay, it's twice the size we need it to be. And then what we're going to do is open that in Photoshop. So that's at 1024. So what we're going to do is size it down to 512 by 512. Okay, and that's kind of a cheap and nasty way to anti-alias these a little bit. It's not particularly great. It's okay. It'll get you by. Another thing we can look at is in the rendering tab, go to render setup. Okay, that's on my other monitor. There you go. In renderer, we can go to here, see where it says global super sampling. Say enable global super sampler. Max 2.5 star is fine, to be honest. That's the default one. So just turn on global super sampler, right? And then even if we render in 512 by 512, then this is gonna anti-alias it. Okay, like even that window has it, but if we open it up in Photoshop, that's the old one, get rid of that. Grab the render output, and we have some kind of clean looking anti-alias edges. That's one really quick way to do it. The other thing you can do, which I sometimes do if I want, like, it doesn't seem like it should make a difference, but it does, is I'll double the screen res, or the render res, sorry, and render it out with the anti-aliasing on. Okay, so if you want to be really obsessive about anti-aliasing, you can render it on, double the size with global super sampler turned on, and then when you size it down, it's quite smooth. The result is just a little bit better if you're really kind of a little bit obsessive over that kind of thing. Usually, just sizing it down from twice the size is fine. So turning on the global super sampler is fine. But there are two things you can do to get rid of the jagged edges in your rendered out images. Okay, so I think that's all I need to go through. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you, everyone.